Welcome to my auto reply to Football Crazy episode 93. Football Crazy has KL Murray on Twitter as KAYLMURRAY. Kev Vegan is on Twitter as KV_EGAN, and Des North is on Twitter as Partido Pooper, PARTIDO, POOPER. Pertinent links are in the transcript in my African American Literary Book Club blog post linked in the description to this video. Before I speak on the Football Crazy segments, I want to ask everyone to look at UEFA Champions League quarterfinal matches this Wednesday. Slavia Prague, my pronunciation is not correct, versus Bayern Munich. Barcelona versus LSK Kviner, and my Olympic Lyonnais versus Wolfsburg. In particular, I hope my O will get through this challenge. Pernille Harder in Wolfsburg is the top scorer in the tournament so far, and OL has battled Wolfsburg in two finals in the past three Champions Leagues, all won by Olympic Lyonnais. This is equivalent, meaning the OL Wolfsburg match is equivalent to Atleti Juventus in the men's Champions League, as a battle between two common finalists recently. Wolfsburg will probably do as in the past and play the counterattack, as the match is truly 180 minutes. On Thursday, my London Blue face PSG. Kototo of PSG, the French international, side Fran Kirby of Chelsea, the England international, are tied for a second best scorer in the tournament. This will be an interesting battle. Chelsea have shown fragility in defense or health this season, but are on a high note. With the weekend, they just Frank Kirby scored this past weekend, so they come in guns blazing as well as PSG. But both teams are in a race for the title. PSG is in a race with O for the title in France. It's like I think it's 3 points separates them only. Neither team can afford to drop points in their respective table, even though Chelsea's I think third. But they'll fight each other against they'll fight each other hard to reach deeper in this tournament. So it's just a tough battle. Um, you may not be able to see it, as I won't be able to, but you can access notifications on UEFA's websites. Alright, 15 seconds into the Football Crazy podcast is the host segment. It's the normal crew today. They're in studio. 25th second, Atlanta United segment. Kev Egan reviewed Atlanta United, and while I concur that 7 games in 24 days is a tough way, it is not unprecedented in the American continent. In Brazil, teams deal with intense Copa Libertadores action in early or late competitive season times historically, including this season, as the state championships end when the Copa Libertadores stages are going through for some clubs, also Sudamericana stages, excuse me. It is merely a challenge. To me, the best coach prepares or tries to adjust for it. Frank de Boer, from UEFA, a UEFA coach, Dutch coach, seems inexperienced in handling continental American scheduling scenarios, but more importantly, he seemed to not have a strong enough plan for it. When MLS teams for the past 5 years, at least, had a similar problem to Atlanta being an MLS champion having to deal with now the um, CONCACAF Champions League. The question is, did the owners to Atlanta United, when they hired De Boer, ask about his plan for the early season challenge, earned by being an MLS Cup winner? Did the owners to Atlanta United demand a comprehensive plan from De Boer, or did they ask for no plan while De Boer did not offer any plan to the question of early season added challenges, earned by being an MLS Cup winner? I say bad ownership in Atlanta United concerning a coaching hire. I end this segment with a small point. De Boer is wrong about Atlanta United's early season challenge being unprecedented. It happened last year. 1 minute and 45 seconds. Kev Egan nutmeg segment. This young boy named Kyle nutmegged Kev Egan 20 times. Excuse me, it's just twice. Good fun. Definitely check the transcript for the link to see it in slow motion, okay, so you can see how great it is. 2 minutes and 45 seconds, La Liga segment. The fan base to Real Madrid, or most followed pundits, suggest the spirit is the most potent thing lifted from Zidane. But I noticed the way Real Madrid played tactically. It was not merely Marcelo Isco Bale Navas back, but it was the freedom. Under Solari, Real Madrid had better balance than under Zidane, in my opinion. But under Zidane, Real Madrid attack was and is sharper or more creative, while exposing itself defensively, which favors Navas's goalkeeping qualities over Courtois. Absent CR7, Real Madrid have goals in them, in Benzema, in Bale, in Vinicius, but they have risk defensively to get them, and Courtois is not better than Navas in reactions. Solari suffered the same problem as Jose Mourinho in Pogba when it comes to Bale. Bale, like Pogba, for Mourinho, was challenged by Solari to be more or better and failed under the setup that the coach gave him. Ceballos is like many youth players who go for the money into a top club that is not going to sit down their big money signings for a youth unless that youth has the ability to take the position beyond statistics through results or dominant quality. A player has to know their choices in transfers. A friend or huge supporter to FC Barcelona, Dede Williams, on on Twitter as Darmu, made a great point. Messi is a great scorer, but Valverde is underrated this season. He has taken Barcelona through a positive roster modulation that many other fiscal big clubs, Manchester United, Bayern Munich, AC Milan, a long time, Real Madrid, have all failed to do while winning. Messi has played well, but I see his movement. Messi is not moving like in the past. He's being very patient in his play while focused. It is working, but I suspect it is a sign too. Messi has the ability to lift FC Barcelona to a possible trophy-filled season, but other players better grow their responsibility, especially Ousmane Dembele or Coutinho. Valverde will warrant the coach of the year for me this coming December if Barcelona win it all. I do concur to get a Messi-Ray Hudson meetup, simply because Ray Hudson loves Messi in such a deep way. My Atletico de Madrid have a big summer. Godin is gone. Felipe Luis and Monfron are injury prone or absent the speed to be killers wide. Costa is strong but getting banged up more frequently. It is a delicate time for my Colchoneros. Um, the pundits in the show, Kev especially, asked if Diego Simeone was capable of adapting into a Pep Guardiola style, but is Pep Guardiola capable of adapting to Diego Simeone's style? I suggest that if Pep Guardiola had been capable of adapting to a Simeone, Mourinho, Allegri style, he'd have won Champions Leagues with Bayern Munich or Manchester City already. Des Norris makes a great point. Coaches must go to organizations that fit who they are. I do not think Simeone or Guardiola will do well in Major League Soccer, but Mourinho will. People forget Mourinho won a Portuguese treble and nearly had a season absent lost, coaching Porto, which is the fiscally poorest team ever coached between Guardiola, Simeone, and Mourinho together. Kev Egan suggests Mourinho would be the worst, but from past histories, Mourinho is one of the few coaches who won the UEFA Champions League in UEFA whose history prove he can win largely with a smaller fiscal side, which is every MLS team. 26th minute and 11 seconds. The MLS segment. Atlanta United ownership again, or management, need to be called out. CONCACAF Champions League play has been early season for MLS teams for years. Atlanta United was not prepared. Did the coach have a plan? Did the ownership ask how well the coach was prepared? Mr. De Boer from Holland. 29th minute and 15 seconds. The EFL segment. Side FA Cup. The legend of Jack Grealish in Villa is growing. I'm just happy for him. I know he got hit, but I'm glad that he's kind of risen in many ways. Good for him. Manchester United, who lost an FA Cup, are still the same defensively weak squad, and sooner or later, Manchester United can't use their speed against opponents' mistakes. For me, Barcelona will wipe Manchester United away in the Champions League. Manchester United proved they are poor defensively even in the win against PSG. And to that end, 30 minutes and 38 seconds, the UEFA Champions League segment. To be blunt, I think the prior round is being assessed incorrectly. Kev K does suggest challenges in each tie, but I don't. Ajax defeated Real Madrid, but in the second leg, Real Madrid had sitters they missed. Will CR7 or Mandzukic miss what Varane missed? I don't think so. If you give CR7 that free header Varane had, it goes in the back of the net. I think Juventus will have free headers and a sturdier defense will counter Ajax. Same to Manchester United. Yes, they defeated PSG, but PSG had sitters that Bernardo Di Maria missed. Will Messi or Suarez or Dembele or Rakitic miss those in the box next to the penalty spot? I don't think so. I don't see it. I think PSG, absent a healthy Neymar or Cavani, aside Real Madrid balanced while uncomfortable under Solari, made a situation that flattered the defensive woes in Ajax or Manchester United. Liverpool against Porto was another one where the prior round scenario flatters the victor. People forget Porto is one of the few teams outside the England, France, Spain, Italy, Germany quintet that won the UEFA Champions League relatively recently. Portugal teams can surprise, and to be blunt, this Porto had the speed Bayern lacked. Bayern seemed too slow against Liverpool that they had the correct strategy, but didn't have the legs to execute it. Ribéry cut into Liverpool, but you could see his miles on him. The wear on his physicality was present. But Bayern had the right system, catching Liverpool with a well-executed switch. Porto can do likewise and have a workman's team mentality that will aid them where Bayern dropped heads. For me, Juventus, Porto, and FC Barcelona go through comfortably. Now, Tottenham against Manchester City is the one where I think the outcome is not certain. Both teams, know each other well in the same league. Tottenham is not in the English table race strongly, and Manchester City under Pep Guardiola tend to fall apart as Guardiola is unwilling to strategically change for the sake of winning it all. Merely because he didn't have to when he had Henri Etu side Messi in Barcelona. Although Manchester City don't have any player like said Henri Etu or Messi. If Kane is healthy, if the Tottenham squad is healthy, it can be a tie to remember for Tottenham. 32 minutes, 10 seconds. Second FA Cup segment. Manchester City to me will get the EPL title merely because Liverpool will get none. I'm happy for Brighton and coach Chris Hughton, who spent many years as an assistant coach. People forget this for, of all teams, Newcastle. 35th minute and 4 seconds. The EPL segment. Milner's side, second one, Milner's side, Virgil van Dijk, will have to be great defensively looking forward. Liverpool can drop big points in the English table while getting knocked out the UEFA Champions League. I think Klopp Sarri are together. They drag teams down with their strategy. I've said it so many times, but I just think that it seems cute when pundits praise them, but I think both of these coaches, I saw Dortmund in Klopp's last year. I saw Napoli every year that Sarri had them. Their teams always fall in the end because they push, 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 and I think the legs just fall under them. Anyway, Everton's Richarlison was scoring at the correct time for the international week. I'm happy for him. There's many questions as to who's going to be the number 9 for Seleção, the Brazilian flag team. But Sarri is wrong too. When Chelsea were defeated by Everton, the squad had not reached their mental limit. Sarri's strategy has shown its weakness like in Napoli. Like I said a million times in my blog and other places again and again. Sarri's side Klopp do the same thing and both have weak late seasons cause of it. 37th minute and 57 seconds, Ligue 1 segment, Ligue 1 of France. Mbappe is getting his first lesson in fan reactions at big clubs. He showed his game's current weakness, how he is not a number 9 like Cavani or a midfield talisman like Neymar in that multifaceted striker midfield forward role. Thank you, Kay, for rejecting that myth on Balotelli about him having a Rashford shirt under him or something for a celebration. To Balotelli, in truth, he should have played for Ghana. I mean, in the end, I think to Gary Bailey, another pundit on beIN Sport, who admitted that if he had played for Ireland or Northern Ireland, I forget which one, he could have been starting keeper for a long time, but choosing England, he had a short career. Confederation of African Football descended players raised in the Union of European Football Associations need to choose CAF flag teams, even if they don't feel the connection to the CAF countries, because the opportunity to play is better. Monaco versus Lille was vital as Lille is now in late season drama. The tight race shows its strength. Monaco or Olympique Marseille or Olympique Lyonnais, hopefully Olympique Lyonnais, all feel they can knock Lille out. Lille must be very tough and win all of the matches to ride above. 43rd minute and 22 seconds. Serie A segment. Italian Serie A, excuse me. Ranieri lost in his second game for Roma. I hope Roma, meaning they, keep him through the summer, but his labor record prove it may not be or probably won't be, as teams have never shown faith in Ranieri in all earnest. Or should I say, teams' owners have never shown faith in him for a long term. 44th minute and 41 seconds, Turkish Super League segment. Galata Palace, commonly known as Galatasaray, has a chance to catch Istanbul Başakşehir now. Turkish table is not finished, as so some suggested it was. Galata Palace had issues with the lost goals from Bafétimbi Gomi in the first half of this season, who left in the prior summer, but the January signings have come in well. 45th minute, 50th second, Bundesliga segment. Dortmund players will need to show who they are and win every other game in the remaining season. My Gladbach must do likewise, maybe snagging a third spot. Only the teams will tell. To James Rodriguez, who plays for Bayern. I think he needs to stay in the Bavarian club. Bayern is a big club. He is a creative player and Bayern will rebuild. I hope he chooses to stay unless Real Madrid want him back in the Zidane era part 2. 47 minutes and 47 seconds. Liga Mexico segment. Chivas lost both in the Superclásico, but like Bilbao, Chivas ownership or management comprehend their choices, the development system they have, the player they have, and accept it. Club America is very much in the Real Madrid Galactico mode, and I don't think Mexico really has a middle team like a Barcelona, if you will. 48th minute and 11 seconds, the power rankings. 10 is Sergio Canales starting for Spain. 9 is Monchi returning to Sevilla, joining Zidane in the back in action group. 8 is Sadio Mane, 20 goals and 38 appearances. It's interesting, he is having the season Mo Salah had last season, but they're not having the season together. If Liverpool had them have the season together, great, that could be an interesting thing. 7 is Genoa defeating Juventus, absent CR7. Juventus absent CR7 are like Atleti absent Costa. There isn't a spear point, you know. 6 is Quagliarella, 36 years old, 21 goals in this season, above Pjanic for AC Milan, or CR7 for Juventus. 5 is Zidane, his lucky feeling. Zidane must do more advertisement for Irishmen, considering how Kev Egan feels that he's so fashionable. 4 is Wayne Rooney, his first hat trick for DC United, and I'm happy for long-term coach, former DC United player Ben Olsen. 3 is Lionel Messi, his hat trick, getting Betis fans to cheer him. 2 is goals with the buttocks, or the bum as they say in England, and the 1 was for the fans who showed up for the women's game, Atletico de Madrid versus Barcelona, was over 60,000. But the key was that Barcelona women, they won it, even though Atletico had won the reverse fixture in Barcelona's home base, because the Barcelona women don't play in the Camp Nou. But Atleti is still atop of the women's table in Spain. This is what people have to understand. It's a 3-point lead at the table. So if Atleti win and Barcelona draw, for example, that gives the advantage to Atleti.